Hello and welcome to the agenda. I am Ajay Kaul. Today we will try to analyze Pakistan's new game plan. Many Pakistani media outlets quoting unnamed officials have said that Pakistan army has been put on high alert along the border with India as it fears that India may carry out another surgical strike. The reports claim that the surgical strike could be on the pattern of one carried out in September 2016. Special forces of the Indian Army had then carried out the surgical strike on terror camps in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir in retaliation to the ghastly terror attack on army camp in Uri. In the agenda today, we will try to analyze the paranoia in Pakistan and whether it is planning some major terror attack in India like the Pulwama attack of February last year. We have with us retired Brigadier Vinod Datta and retired Brigadier Sandeep Thapar, who will give us their expert assessment. But before we start our conversation, let's have a look at this small report.
Is Pakistan planning some major terror attack in India? This question arises from some of the recent developments and statements emerging from Pakistan. Stories planted in the Pakistani media by the country's establishment claim that Pakistan Army has put its troop on high alert along the border. The media reports claim that the alert has been sounded as Pakistan apprehends a surgical strike by India, like the one carried out in September 2016 on terror camps in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Significantly, these planted reports emerged along with the atrocious insinuation expressed by Pakistan Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi that India could stage a false flag operation to blame Pakistan and divert attention from the ongoing farmers' protest. By false flag operation, he meant a stage-managed terrorist attack in India. It may be recalled that even before the ghastly terror attack on CRPF convoy in Pulwama in February last year, Pakistani leaders had claimed that India could carry out a false flag operation ahead of the Lok Sabha elections due in May last year, and subsequently when the Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed terror outfit carried out the Pulwama attack, Pakistan resorted to denials as the alibi has been already created by it. So there is a pattern which leads to concerns that Pakistan may be up to something big. When we recall that one major terror attack was foiled only last month when security forces intercepted and killed 4 heavily armed Pakistani terrorists on Jammu-Srinagar National Highway in Nagrota area. The terrorists carrying 11 AK rifles, 3 pistols along with large quantity of ammunition, more than 30 grenades and a huge quantity of explosives were intercepted when they were on the way to Kashmir from Jammu after infiltrating from Pakistan via the international border in Samba district of Jammu. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the terrorists were planning some major attack to disrupt district development polls in Kashmir. While that plan was foiled, Pakistan's evil designs continue. Bureau Report.
Now let's welcome our guests Brigadier Thapar and Brigadier Datta. Welcome to the program, sirs. So I'll begin by asking Brigadier Datta if you know about Pakistani media reports that they say Pakistan Army has been put on high alert along the border with India because they fear another surgical strike. How credible do you think these claims are?
So again, a pleasure to be talking to you.
Thank you.
And the apprehension of Pakistan are not wrong when they are fearing another surgical strike, because the events in last 7 to 8 months, as they have unfolded, have made it very clear that India is going to mean business and no nonsense will be tolerated along with the borders. And the kind of muscular strength which we have shown against, and despite a lot of arm twisting by China and trying various tactics at all levels, India has not relented. And India has been able to garner support of international community, and it was India's efforts, and I call it successful diplomacy, both at statesman's level as well as military diplomacy, that China has been cornered and has been pushed to a side, and has been, and the world community is now treating it as a pariah. And since Pakistan is played as a stooge at the hands of China, and China wants India's attention to be diverted, that's why the forces in Pakistan, or the Pakistan army, has been put on alert. And their fears, the kind of chaos which is there in the police and the Pakistan army can be well understood. And India will not tolerate any kind of misadventure, and it is going to give a befitting reply, as it has been, giving on all the border violations which are taking place.
Okay, Brigadier Thapar, I would like to hear your views on the same question. Is there any credence in such claims, or maybe Pakistan is up to some mischief?
First, it's a pleasure to be back on your show.
Thank you, sir.
Secondly, today I'm not going to speak as a veteran or an ex-Fauji, or I'm going to be practical and plain. This is a tendency in the subcontinent, whether India or Pakistan, that whenever we have internal, we raise the bogey of the
External
enemy
threat
across the border.
Yeah.
Now, as you are aware, in Pakistan there is a lot of internal strife happening.
Right.
The country is on the verge of bankruptcy. The Pakistan Democratic Front, that 11-party alliance, is threatening a rally. It's been after the government. It started a month ago when Nawaz Sharif made that talk about Imran Khan and nexus with the armed forces, the army, and they have the entire opposition has got together against PTI and the army's constant taking over of derailing the democracy, so to say. And they are holding a rally on 13 December at Lahore. So this internal
problem which Imran Khan is facing, which is the best way to divert attention, is to say India is going to do something, and we have a threat from India. They're going to. You can invent a lot of fiction about possible action. In any case, this is the period in the year when the op alerts are there on the borders. November, December, both the armies have their operational alerts. So the pivot formations go to their defenses, clean them up, prepare them, practice their games, war games, and do some rehearsals. And then they fall back. It's an annual feature, both know it. So there's nothing new to it. So if some movement has taken place from the Indian side, it is part of that op rehearsal which happens every year. And similarly with Pakistan. I think this is just a bogey he's raising to tide over the internal political issues he's having. And so much so that even, I believe, they flooded the lawns of the Minare, Pakistan, where the rally is supposed to be held day after.
Right.
So it's basically to ward off the opposition party's threat, which they've been telling him to resign. So it's a political show which he's trying to convert into an India-Pakistan show, so that the pressure goes off him.
Brigadier Thapar, I think it's I apprehend something more, because we have heard this, because they say India may carry out some false flag operation and then blame in Pakistan and then carry out surgical strike. As you know, we have heard such versions or claims even before Pulwama attack, and then Pulwama happened.
No, no government does false flag operations against own security forces and then blames the
I think we are not playing that CIA game.
No. What I'm
We are not in
please,
that.
please let me continue. I am saying that Pakistan may be carrying out some Pulwama type operation, because in the before Pulwama also they said like India may carry out false flag operation. So
No,
my apprehension
I-
is Pakistan planning some major operation after which India may retaliate or provoke India. That is my apprehension.
So, Ajay, this is my personal opinion. After Pulwama, Pakistan learned a lesson. That lesson, how effective our strike was, we can keep discussing for the next 10 years. But the fact is that Air Force was used to counter. First, we carried out that famous Uri raid, and then we used Air Force where, as a retaliation to actions
Pulwama.
within J&K.
Yeah.
This signal has gone very deep and straight that you cannot mess.
next time it may be more. So if you notice, since Pulwama, not a single major incident has happened. It's been quite some time.
Sir, I may,
Remarkable
sir, I may,
that
I may,
here nothing has happened.
sir, I may beg to differ before I go back to Brigadier Thapa or Brigadier Datta. We just foiled a major plan. I mean, when you talk about Nagrota attack, which was foiled, which could have been big. So Pakistan, I don't think has learned lessons.
See, Ajay, these kind of events keep happening. Terrorists keep getting caught, keep getting eliminated. They're this thing. Yes, you could be right. But in my considered
Thought process, I do not think
Pakistan is capable, unless it's got very, very plausible deniability to say we have the role in this. Which is very difficult to prove. So to say that because everything is funded from there, starting from weapons to equipment to training, everything. So it's very difficult. Pakistan has learned lesson, but yes, it could be a double bogey also, that you raise the issue first and do some action and say we told you it's a false flag
Right.
operation, but the chances are less, in my considered wisdom.
So I'll ask Brigadier Datta, has Pakistan learned lessons, or which I disagree, but maybe I want your views.
Well, I agree with the Brigadier Thapa, but I'd like to reiterate one point that Pakistan is a country which is not going to shed terrorism at any cost.
And, I always say Pakistan is Asia's Somalia. And they are thriving on terrorism. They are, encashing on terrorism. They are harboring terrorist concerns. So they are not going to leave this aspect. But yes, definitely they are slightly worried. They think twice before carrying out such operations, so they have tried. And I agree with you, Ajay, that Nagrota was a case in point, which was, totally, the operation was, it failed, and their designs were raised to the ground. Because
I feel if they had not been killed, intercepted and killed, they could have created mayhem somewhere. We don't know. They had a lot of weapons. They had a lot of ammunition.
Yeah, you see, Nagrota is strategically very, very important as far as Indian Army is concerned. And,
one of the biggest corps in India. So their aim was that yes, they could have carried out any kind of terrorist attack, on the softer targets like, living areas, the barracks of the Jawans, or, like any school or any such target. But since, as I was telling you, that there is a paradigm shift in the insurgency operations in the Delhi. Earlier there was a time when I was there, people used to be very shy of taking the local police, because in the name of informers or guides, they used to provide a constable, and he was literally ignorant about anything. So the best thing which we used to do is that we used to leave him behind, and we used to bank on the local guides and local information. today the synergy between the police forces, the security forces, and other paramilitary forces which are operating in Delhi is of the highest order. The security grid is quite dense. The intelligence availability or the actionable intelligence is being acted upon, and the information sharing is also of very good order, and one agency is informing the other, and that has resulted in kill of more than 190 terrorists in this year, and some of the Tanzeems they have really been razed to the ground, and their Akas who are sitting in Pakistan, the United Jihadi Council is asking them questions that what is your existence if you can't have recruitment, if you can't have cadre improvement, if you cannot carry out any strikes, if you cannot destroy the assets of India in Kashmir. So they are really under a big question. Secondly, the funding also has reduced from Pakistan, and some of the Tanzeems they have been put under scanner. So it is a ball game which requires, if you pump in more money, you will be able to recruit more power. The present election of BDC is a reflection of people's voice that people want peace and development in Wadi. क्योंकि वादी कश्मीर में वो अमन चाहते हैं, वो डेवलपमेंट चाहते हैं, क्योंकि जिस तरह की जम्मू एंड कश्मीर को करीब 2 दशक पीछे ले जाया गया है, वो वहाँ के जो लोकल लोग हैं उनको पसंद नहीं है. अगर आप दहशतगर्दी देखें तो ये केवल 5 डिस्ट्रिक्ट तक ही रह जाती है महदूद, और करीब 15% ऑफ पॉपुलेशन इज ओनली supporting these terrorists. Right. 85% people want peace.
So, Brigadier Thapar, I'll come back to you again on this design. Pakistan, whatever design they always have, they create that alibi that India will do something to divert attention from domestic politics, so that they have an alibi already. So, if there is an attack, terror attack, so they always say rather that it has been done by, like Pulwama, they say it was a drama staged by India. So that is my apprehension. Is Pakistan again, as I come back, if we analyze the Nagrota operation, 4 people carrying 11 AK rifles and 29 grenades and all that, RDX and all. So they were onto some job, they were onto some task, and if we know the driver is still missing, and we don't know where they were going, whom they were going to contact, and what they were doing. So that could have been a major thing. What do you say on that?
No, Ajay, you're right. One can't totally write off and say Pakistan is not going to do anything. There are always chances that their Khurafati mind will always keep working on such plans. But by and large, what has happened, the valley, as Datta has brought out, things have quietened down to a considerable extent. Peace has returned. The terrorism has been suppressed to very, very manageable levels in the past 1 year. There are a few incidents, all right, but no major incident has happened.
Sir, if I may point out, Brigadier Thapar, there has been grenade attack even today. Yesterday there were 2 grenade attacks in 2 places. So terrorists are making their presence felt.
Yes.
And recently 2 soldiers, 2 our army men were killed. So they are doing.
Ajay, try and understand. This is winters.
Yeah.
In winters, all of them come down from the higher reaches into the urban areas and hide there. In these 3 months, they have to do some action. So all these, you will see grenade throwing on police posts. This happens during this period. This will happen. This will continue happening. But the fact is that terrorism has been, the levels have really been brought down by the security forces. So Pakistan will always keep trying to add fuel to fire, but it always doesn't succeed. Now, please go back to my first statement. I want to tell you why Pakistan is doing all. Yes, I agree with you partially that they always be, this could be a bogey call that keep saying that India is doing something, and then do yourself something and say, see, we didn't do it, we were warning
Right.
India ने अंदर से अपने आप क्या है और
We were telling you already. We had told you. That is their strategy.
Yeah,
We had told you.
That is always internal situation. Internally, I brought out the political group which is there. Externally, it is getting isolated. Even the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia has put it standalone because they tried to hijack the Islamic Forum. So it is losing, and Saudi Arabia's money bags. Before China or Turkey, so Saudi Arabia, little America during them, that the money was coming from. So that in fact, he recalled that 2 billion loan also. Oil supplies have also been stopped. So Saudi Arabia is also shifting positions. Pakistan is getting internationally isolated also. So it is in a very, so it's looking for excuses for the world community and external community to say, oh, we've been wrong. So it's pointing fingers at India. I do not think anything, if we are going to do anything, India is going to do. I think we've got enough on our plate already. Yes, 10 to 15% chance or 20% chance, as you say, looks like operation could be done. Operation could be done under Pakistan instructions. They did not claim that no, India has done a false flag operation. They never ruled. Agree with that, but I, in my considered view, Pakistan is very, very apprehensive that if something happens, in fact, now if something happens, even if Pakistan is not involved, we are going to hit them. They also know that apprehension is. So
So that is my Brigadier Thapar. Brigadier Thapar. Brigadier Thapar, that is my question. Actually, that is my focus of my question. So they want to do something. They will do some terror attack. India will be provoked, and we will hit them, and that will divert their attention from PDM, from internal dynamics, and then they will be saying that India is doing all that, diverting attention from their own domestic.
That possibility could always be there. With Pakistan, you can't rule out that possibility ever.
Yeah, that's.
Yes, that possibility is always there, but they can't really anticipate what we are going to do. We use the army, we use the air force last time. God knows what next we are going to do. So that's why the temperatures of the borders are also high. LC violations are taking place both sides.
Right.
Artillery is being used, heavy artillery is being used. We've also had casualties, they've also had casualties. So the relations are at a low. It would be in Pakistan's interest to do an operation and further exacerbate the situation. And you're right in that.
Right.
But in my wisdom, I don't think the possibility is less.
So our time is running out. I want to ask last question to Brigadier Thapar, Brigadier Datta. Brigadier Datta, you just mentioned about Tanzeems are under pressure and they are not getting finances and all that. But I may again disagree with you, because latest we come to know is Lakhvi has been allowed by the UN Sanction Committee a payment of 1.5 lakh per month, and it is being authorized. And if I recall, it was Pakistan which made a request to the UN Sanction Committee that his family is in trouble, so in distress, so he should be allowed that payment. So where are the Tanzeem under pressure?
3-4 wives. That much amount he needs to maintain his couple of wives which he's got.
Yeah, wife and daughter. Yeah. So Brigadier Datta, you want to say something on this before we close? Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to address this question. Why should the international agencies, they should accept such fee from Pakistan? They are not in a government job. They have not done anything, for the national cause, except, unless Pakistan proves otherwise. But the amount of funds which are now being released, it is much lesser. What earlier they were getting it. Second is, this kind of designs or this kind of dysphoria or the rhetoric which Pakistan is doing, it is basically for milking some kind of resources, whether it is in terms of finance, hardware, and any kind of other help from various countries. We all know what kind of financial mess Pakistan is in. So, you see, Pakistan cannot exchange 3 people First is Lakhni, Dawood, and Masood Azhar. So, the kind of, diversification or the kind of attachment which is there, it will take some time to decouple, these terrorist heads from the government working. But yes, they have been, cut to size and their wings have been clipped. But yes, Pakistan is not going to, totally put them to a side and going to take action against them.
Right.
Because they are a very important part of Troika in Pakistan.
Right.
And you see, Kashmir is such a, it's a trump card as far as Pakistan army is concerned.
Brigadier Datta, before we close, I think Brigadier Thapar wanted to say something briefly.
No, I agree with Brigadier Datta on this, that this is not of major of consequence. Yes, there are certain elements in Pakistan army, they are strategic. They will never act against them. They will protect.
Yeah, okay. So we know that Pakistan will continue its mischiefs and we have to be on guard. But thank you both of you for participating in this debate today. Thank you. This is all in the agenda today. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another important topic tomorrow. Till then, goodbye.